trial's called ENRICH, and what it involves is newly diagnosed patients with mantle cell lymphoma who need treatment. It's predominantly for older patients, so over the age of 60, because we know in younger patients treatment with more intensive chemotherapy followed by stem cell transplant produces very good outcomes. So we know that, so we don't want to do anything to compromise that group of patients. For older patients, the standard of care is a combination of chemotherapy with rituximab, either CHOP or bendamustine. That's the standard of care. So that's what patients are getting right now. This trial is going to compare that treatment with rituximab in combination with ibrutinib, so with the new BTK inhibitor. And as I said, using that drug earlier in relapse seems to produce better and better responses. Using it frontline, it may be very good. We don't know, so this is the trial that's going to prove whether ibrutinib as first treatment is as good or better than chemotherapy. So from a patient's perspective, you will by chance either receive the chemotherapy or the ibrutinib treatment. If you don't get in the trial, you're going to get chemotherapy. So at least if you go in the trial, you've got a 50-50 chance. The other benefit of being in the trial is if you receive the chemotherapy arm and the disease progresses, you'll be able to get ibrutinib. I mean, currently you can get ibrutinib in relapse through the NHS anyway. So either arm you're going to get ibrutinib. So you're not necessarily disadvantaged if you get the chemotherapy, because of course if you're not in the trial, you're getting chemotherapy anyway. So I think this is a hugely important trial. I mean, if you think about it financially, it's a free drug. This is a very expensive therapy. We worked out that this is a 400 patient trial. 200 patients are going to get ibrutinib. That's in excess of £50 million worth of drug. So, I mean, it's an extraordinary amount of money. So the NHS is going to benefit from receiving that for free. It's also the only trial in the world that's doing that randomisation. So it's nice that the UK is at the forefront of the development of these drugs.